Bringing Back Cheer by Bailey Salvador. Why I chose to coach. I originally set out to volunteer to give these girls a team. I wanted to make sure that they could participate in cheerleading. I originally wanted to do this because I couldn't imagine if I was a high schooler and I couldn't cheer. Cheerleading is a positive, safe place for most young girls. At the beginning of this action research project, I really wanted to pick something that I was passionate about. I didn't want to pick something that I would quit or wouldn't keep it going past the 6 weeks of this course. So I chose cheerleading because I felt that it would give back to the community. It would help these girls that have no coach and want to cheer. And it also would motivate me, since I'm passionate for cheerleading, to keep this going beyond the 6 weeks. Fundraising. We ended up raising $569 from the cakewalk so far. However, we probably won't do another cakewalk until closer to Valentine's Day to help pay for buses to the competitions. The other fundraiser is just a basic chocolate bar fundraiser that we still have going on. I am hoping for a camp this summer. To date, we have $569. We're hoping for $2,000. We're hoping for $2,000 because it costs about $500 per competition. We're hoping to participate in 2. Then we have to count in about $600 for transportation to and from the competitions. And then that would leave us about $400 for extra things like pom-poms, shoes, warm-ups, t-shirts for the competitions, and special bows for like a breast cancer walk, or sometimes we would do Christmas bows and competition bows if we wanted to switch it up. We have 26 girls. We've done 3 cakewalks. We have an ongoing candy bar fundraiser. We plan to do a couple more cakewalks because they've gone over so well. And we are definitely hoping to do a cheer camp this summer. The summer camp. I spoke to the athletic director about running a week-long cheer camp for the younger girls and putting that revenue towards the team. This fundraiser, unfortunately, will not help the girls for this season, but it will help them for next season. And then any season to come that obviously we hold the summer camp. I have thought a lot about this, and I will have the girls on the team help me run the camp, and they can use those hours towards community service hours. Each grade has to have a specific amount of community service hours if they want to graduate on time. So this will benefit my high school cheer girls because, they can use the week-long cheer camp as their community service hours for the year, which helps them because it motivates them to help the cheer camp to go on, but then it also, kind of rewards them. So, they are missing a week of their summer, which most girls obviously are working, so it kind of is a win-win for everyone. This summer camp also will benefit the younger cheerleaders, any cheerleader from kindergarten to 8th grade, and at the same time recruit those girls for seasons to come. So by constantly, having this cheer camp, it will remind the girls of the younger grades that when they get to high school to try out for the team. I'm not quite sure how much money the summer camp will bring in. I am definitely going to talk more to the athletic director, Mr. Myville, about that. Hopefully it could bring in around $2,000 each year. That way, if we could try to raise about $2,000 a year just based off this summer camp, hopefully, we could, with the other fundraisers that we could do another $2,000, and we could, get about $4,000 each year, which would mean some of that revenue would roll over to the next season or the next team, the next year, whatever it might be. And then over time, we could buy new uniforms, which is a huge thing that the girls really are looking forward to. Our first practice. Our first practice went really well. I originally wanted to cut girls and have it be standard tryouts, like as if it was a sport, but I decided not to do that. We only had about 26 girls, which is still a fairly large team, but I decided that, since this is our first year as a club, that it would be better to keep everybody who was willing to try out and who's willing to participate in the fundraisers and to give it their all. So far, we have been focusing mostly on learning the previous cheers with some new cheers that I have thrown in there that we are teaching them. We're working hard on the halftime dance. I'm hoping we can get the dance down for our first game, which is on Friday. Leadership. My greatest takeaway for this project is becoming a leader and a role model for these girls. High school is such an impressionable time for these girls, and it is nice for them to have someone on their side. Truly, I think that this project has made me become a better leader because, it's giving me communications that I never thought I would have by speaking with the athletic director, Mr. Myville, and meeting a lot with the principal, Greg Devine. I think those are two very important people within the school district that I would never have had the confidence or the the leadership skills to feel comfortable reaching out to them. And I think this project has kind of forced me to do that. I obviously was very nervous at first when I reached out, but those two men have become a great resource for me, and I'm building a great relationship with both of them, which is very, very important if I want this team to eventually, turn it back into a sport where it's funded. I truly feel that I've gained a confidence that I didn't have before. Going in front of high school girls can be very intimidating as I'm only 23, so I've only been out of high school for about 4 or 5 years now. So I'm not that much older than them, which is, half a good thing because I definitely can relate to them and I can definitely be there for them. But at the other time, I have to make them see me as somebody, who they need to respect and listen to, which which obviously can be pretty tough. But I'm really excited to see where this will go. Here are the girls. I have given them their uniforms, so they threw them on, and we took a quick picture to kind of post on our little board at school, and also so I could use it for this project. My ultimate end goal of this whole entire thing, by coaching them even further than, this class, I think, is to bring cheerleading back as a fully funded sport. This is a long-term commitment as the team was just cut as a fully funded sport this year. They obviously review the budget each year, but this is going to be something that takes a lot of work. I basically have to commit to coaching this team for at least 3 years. And, we have to get the fundraisers going consistently. We have to do really good at competition, be at every single, school activity, event, pep rally, game, whatever it might be, because we need to make a strong presence. Cheerleading is a very positive sport, not only for the girls, but also for the community. Cheerleading and cheerleaders are kind of everybody's support system. They're the ones who will decorate the hallways, they're the ones who will bring the cookies in, they're the ones who will organize events, and then also they always show up to cheer for everyone. So I think that having cheerleading as a fully funded sport in every school district is extremely important because it brings positivity to the community. And in my personal opinion, I think that the girls should be able to just pay a fee and then just focus on cheerleading. They shouldn't need to fundraise and worry about not being able to, participate in a sport that they love through the whole season because it's not funded. Cheerleaders already do enough during the year of fundraising and, going to different basketball games, football games to support their peers, where other sports don't need to focus on basically any other teams but themselves, where cheerleaders focus, on themselves and they prepare for competitions, but their main goal is to cheer on their peers. And so I feel that, it should be back as a sport and they shouldn't have to focus about that. A quote that I love that I feel really, goes to everything that I have learned through this class and through this project is, you will never know your limits until you push yourself towards them. I think that I didn't realize I could be a great leader until I pushed myself towards it. And I never would have ever volunteered to be a cheerleading coach unless it wasn't for this class and this action research project. It has kind of thrown me into, this big, larger project that's further than this class. And I'm super grateful for this class because this is, something that I've always wanted to do. And I think that I just needed a push to do it. So thank you so much for watching.